This is the 10, the latest flagship handset from Taiwanese company HTC. So HTC have once again gone for the all-metal body, but you can see here that it's got these chamfered edges around the back. Now, HTC said this is sculpted by light, so it should react to the light around you. Now the screen is one complete piece of glass, and it's really nice. It goes from the bottom edge to the top edge, so it's completely seamless. And what HTC have also decided to do is put the capacitive buttons back onto the base of the phone itself rather than taking up some of the screen. So the screen itself is 5.2 inches and it's 1440 by 2560, so it's a 2K screen. And it's very bright as well and colourful. HTC say that there's 30% more colour than a standard LCD screen. So this screen marks the first time that HTC has made a phone that didn't have a standard 1080p screen, and it shows that they're really looking at competitors like LG and Samsung and finally bringing a phone that goes beyond that standard HD that we're used to seeing from HTC. So one of the areas that HTC has come under criticism before are the cameras. So we'll look at the rear camera first. Now that's 12 megapixel, which actually sounds quite small, but what HTC have done is they've made the pixels ultra pixels, which means they're bigger and can let in more light. And that's not the only reason it'll let in more light, because the aperture is now 1.8, meaning that lens opening is even bigger than before, so low light photography should look terrific. The front-facing cameras received some attention as well, because HTC wanted to have parity across both the rear and front-facing lens. So this one's a 5 megapixel, which is smaller than the rear, but it's still got that ultra-pixel technology, so those pixels are much bigger. In a first for front-facing cameras, this one's got optical image stabilization, which means when you're holding the phone and you're shaking it around as you do, it won't actually move the image. So if you're taking a front-facing video or a picture, it's going to be really still and really stable. So something you'll notice, because of the redesign, it looks as though the phone's lost those famous boom sound speakers, which used to be a top speaker and a bottom speaker, both front-facing at the top and bottom edge of the screen. But rather than losing it, HTC say they've improved it. What they've done is they put a tweeter at the top of it, just here, and then they put the bass speaker down at the bottom, which is where you'd expect it to be. And the reason they put it there is because apparently the sound doesn't need to be quite as directional as the tweeter does. So you're going to get better sound, but without those speakers taking up the front of the screen. So the phone's got some other audio improvements as well. It's going to support high-res audio at launch, which means 24-bit. Now normally an audio file like an MP3 will be 16-bit, so upping it to 24-bit should make your music sound even better. To accompany that high-res audio, HTC are going to be putting high-res audio headphones straight into the box. So you're not going to need to go out and buy some expensive headphones to enjoy that high-res sound. So if you've had a HTC phone before, you'd be familiar with dot view covers. Well, this is the ice view cover, and it comes with a range of improvements. The first thing is that you can actually read when you've got a phone call and a text message without opening the front of the case. And the other thing is you can launch the app without opening it either. All you do is swipe down with your finger twice, it'll load the camera app straight away, and you can even take pictures without lifting the case off. In terms of technical specifications, the HTC M10 is no slouch. The first thing you're going to see is a Snapdragon 820 processor. That's the same one that you'll see in a Galaxy S7 and an LG G5. That processor is going to make the phone work really quickly, as is the 4 GB of RAM. Another great feature that they've added is USB-C charging. Now that's the reversible version of USB, and it also means it's going to charge your phone a lot quicker than standard micro USB that you find on an S7. So the phone's going to be available this May, and it's going to be available in grey, gold or silver. So we'll be getting this into our labs as soon as possible, and we'll put those camera, audio and charging claims to the test.